So I was just checking in this morning on some turtles I was printing that my wife requested to print when I was having issues with the filament feeding. So I started really looking into it, saw it wasn't going into the tube, and yeah, I have yet to have sorted out the mess. Howdy howdy, it is Monday, the start of another week, and I'm going to take you through what I've been up to this week and what our plans are for this week. First, I'll go ahead and say, as you can see right here, I have a Pikachu printing. This is just the feet right here. I found a model on Maker World for a life-size Pikachu. I'm currently printing that model now just to draw attention to our booth. I plan on printing 2 items, so I'm going to kind of look at what the comments were in the last video and try to pick something from one of those if it's something feasible that I can do. But yeah, my goal is to print it up, just kind of have it at the table, draw attention, have people ask questions, and I'm sure the kids will love it. Past that, I'm just working on rebuilding a little bit of my dragon inventory. We got some medium baby dragons right here and some small ones right here. I did print a batch of the clicker macaroons. This was a request from someone at the farmer's market I was at. And yeah, past that, I'm actually going ahead and starting on some, I know it's a little early, but starting on some Halloween prints, doing some Count Frogula or Count Dracula frogs right here. And I'm going to probably do about 3 or 4 different Halloween inspired items like bats and stuff of that nature. On the Mini, I'm doing a Void Octopus from Cinderwing. I've been eyeing doing this one for a while, and I'm like, you know, it'd be a great opportunity. Go ahead and do it, see how it does at some of the fairs. And in the P1S, I started the print of the head for the Pikachu that we're doing. So yeah, that's going to be my plans mostly for the week. Alright, we've got the first major part that has finished. We've got the head that has finished. And on my other printers, I have already started printing some of the, you know, the cheek, the eyes, the little tips to the ear. So yeah, it's coming along. I actually decided I'm going to try to print 2 of these, both for the table. One of which I'm found this file that's going to be, kind of has all the colors itself, so I don't have to deal with any of the painting because I'm not familiar with that process, but I do want to kind of learn some of the painting. So the other one is a different model that I have, which is going to have to definitely be painted. I had already printed up this portion of it, that's why I am going to just continue printing the rest of it. But I'm going to try to actually go through the process and paint it and see how that goes. It'll be interesting going forward. Kind of curious, has anyone who's watched this done any life-size or really massive prints, and any recommendations or experience you've had for it? I'd really appreciate that. All right, it's Tuesday morning, and we've got the second big piece to one of the Pikachus almost done. Looks as though it's got another 30 minutes left, so I must just be capping off the top now. On the P1S, we have the body finished for the other Pikachu. There we go. This design and model definitely looks a lot crisper. That's kind of the one I'm probably going to be keeping on the table. And I did go ahead and glue the eyes and whatnot onto this one, so looks like, there we go. I'll just need to glue it in, print the arms. Perfect. So here's the base. Once the other one finishes, I'm going to put that on. And yeah, so I did already get all the brown bits for the tails and whatnot ready. Just got to print the tail for this one and I'll be good. And for this one, I just need to print the ears and the other tail, the other half of this tail. and that one will be ready. So with any luck, I should be finishing those today. Howdy, howdy, it's Thursday, and as you can see, I've been busy working on this life-size Pikachu model. So I ended up printing, this was the first model that I started, and then I ended up going to a different model afterwards due to just the individual who designed this model. I tried to modify some of the settings, but it's just really, like, it's just really flimsy. It's failed. The tail barely holds on. I did use the gloop to attach it, and that also ended up becoming a problem because I dumped my gloop all over my table at one point in an accident. So that's a lovely thing. So I had to order some more gloop. That'll be here whenever it ends up getting here. But yeah, so I did end up doing it. I used some painter's tape just to kind of hold it in place while the gloop dried. I'm concerned about how the tail is going to stay attached, but we'll see. Later this week, probably, I'll look at puttying, sanding, and painting to get the seams out and just to kind of make it look better. It'll be my first time doing that with a model, so we'll see how it goes. I did print another version of it. This one, actually, the designer did a great job covering up the seams. So I actually, even though I had to print it all in place or print it in multiple parts and put it together, the way the seams are, it's a lot less noticeable to see it unless you're really looking. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna cover anything for this or repaint anything for this one, especially since it's just gonna be a display for my table, but we'll see. Let me know your thoughts. I am still gonna be looking at another model, life-size model to do. I just really want to do at least one Pikachu, so we'll see what else I find. Other than that, I've been moving on to some Halloween decor. This was some from Cinderwing. It's some frogs that are designed to be like, I was about to say Count Dracula. So it's kind of got some spiders. And I did this, I've been eyeing this model for a bit. This is the Void Octopus by Cinderwing. I really like the design for it. I really like the looks. So I'm going to be adding that to the website soon. And then over here, I have some bats. I know it's really early for the Halloween time, but I figure I would go ahead and get stuff on the plate to just have it as an option, because before we know it, it'll be Halloween. And over here, I'm printing an order. I actually had someone do the baby cows in the rose quartz. They also ordered the dino in a rose quartz, so I figured I'd put them both on the plate. It resulted in a little bit extra purge, but it'll save me some time. And I had an order for one of the crabs. So I'm going to be looking at packing that order soon. Otherwise, we've been also busy organizing everything. As you can see, we used our new Munbyn label printer, which I'm still in the process of working on the review for that, to label all of our bins, put our prices that we when we're at the festivals, and kind of get things organized for us to make it easier. So yeah, this Saturday we do have the farmers market we're going to be doing again. And then next week, we're actually going to have two markets that we're going to be doing. So yeah, we're just busy kind of cranking things out. So I was just checking in this morning on some turtles I was printing that my wife requested to print when I was having issues with the filament feeding. So I started really looking into it, saw it wasn't going into the tube. And yeah, I have yet to have sorted out the mess, but I'll let you know what happened because I don't know what happened here. Alright, so I ended up realizing that it was way too much for me to handle while I was in there, and I was afraid I was going to cut some of these cords. So I went ahead and removed it. Probably should have done it to begin with, but here we go. All right, now that I have all the cables done, let's assess what happened. Okay, so looks like here we have a PTFE blowout, which is what caused the issue. It's completely cracked through. I'm going to remove that tube. And we have it on this one as well right here. And this one is getting low, and that one's good. So it sounds to me like we're going to have to be replacing all these PTFE tubes. And of course, I guess while it was tangling, or maybe while I was messing with it, we have some cables that got disconnected from the motherboard. I think I can figure out which ones they go to. I mean, obviously the two that are missing are those two right there. But I'll pull it up and see what I can find. Okay, so it looks like for this one, I'll just use my PTFE tool and remove, 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 and remove. It doesn't, can I fit? No, I can't fit that down there, so I'm gonna get some tweezers. Okay, it looks like to get the other ones, it's actually easier to go from this side. Oh yeah, I can really see where it's destroyed. Must have been having a problem for a bit and just dealing with it. Alright, a small note, I did have to end up reconnecting this cable right here because it had gotten dislodged. But just to let you guys know, so you guys can hopefully avoid the 20 to 30 minutes worth of research I did, because I forgot. I was panicking because I saw that these two cables didn't have a home. And then, of course, without thinking, I forgot that they plug back into the motherboard over there. So, alright, we're going to be connecting everything back up, and I guess I'll go ahead and clean in here. And hopefully everything will work, and hopefully I can resume the print that only had 30 minutes left on it. And of course, can't forget to reinstall the PTFE tubes. Luckily, I had some extras that came with the printer. Starting to get a little low on some of these ones though, so I will have to order some replacements. But it's fairly simple to just replace the PTFE tube on these. Alright, it's Friday. As you can see, we have Pikachu looking good. This is the one that I printed in color, just had all the pieces separate. Was able to print them, glue them. I actually like it. It was pretty straightforward, and the design that they did hides a lot of the seams. Sure, I could try to get rid of the seams, but I'm probably not going to for this one. The other Pikachu, which I've placed up here for now, I'm going to try to paint him just to kind of learn. However, the tail keeps snapping off, so I'm going to have to figure out something for that. Either way, it'll be good for learning. But yeah, so it is Friday. I have gone ahead and packed up all the stuff that I had on my shelves. So I have everything for the farmer's market. I'm going to be bringing my mascot there. And I've already packed up the table. Of course, it's the second time I've tried to print this crystal dragon in a rainbow filament, and I've had issues. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to try a third time, and we will see. Otherwise, what I have printing right now is just for the cat dragon, just an extra one for the farmer's market, and the cherry blossom dragon. I was able to get the P1S back up and running. I ended up having to disconnect everything from the motherboard and reconnect it. So that's definitely good, because after I had fixed it, it was no longer showing up as an option. So yeah, I don't think I'll have any more highlights until the farmer's market, but I'll let you know how that goes. All right, we're set up at the Gastonia farmer's market. Got our Pikachu ready, advertising the pack and egg. We'll see how we do. There's a lot of vendors that are missing, so it might be a shorter one. It's supposed to be really hot today. Howdy, howdy. It is Saturday night. Farmer's market went decent. Ended up, it was a pretty hot day, so it was a little bit of a slower one to start, but we were able to get about $235, 14 of which was on credit card, the rest was on the cash, so pretty cash heavy. Overall, was decent. One thing I will say, having this Pikachu did have a lot of individuals who were asking me about custom prints. Anything from just an animal that they were thinking about to I had one person who was inquiring about doing a Dragon Ball Z statue. So I gave them my information, so we'll see if that ends up resulting in anything. But yeah, as far as the organization that we went with, it was great for the setup. It was really easy because we have the prices listed on all of the items, so we were able to put it out. Very simple, didn't have to really think about it, especially first thing in the morning, so that was nice. The one problem is, as you can see, all three of these bins were completely full. And then the last bin that we have over here is our table stuff, like our tablecloths and such. So with my SUV, that meant that my entire car was full to the brim. So I got to figure out a solution for that, because I like to keep them in the bins, but that might not work. If you have any thoughts for it, I may even just transport these individually, taking a couple bins and then doing that. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to think of that. Yeah, so that's how that went. As far as orders for the week, I'm actually printing the last order that I just got, which that portion is already done for the Posca holder. It was in the pink gold Posca holder. Should have that finished in overnight. So I'll get that out. As far as Etsy for the week, we've had a lot of smaller orders, but we've had a lot of orders. We actually had 9 orders. But a few of them were actually for some cheap, like $3 items, which was strange to me because the shipping being $4, you're going to pay $3 for something. But either way, so we had 9 orders and $109? No, $107. So that puts our total for the week at $342. Not too bad. Next week, we're going to actually have a farmer's market and a small pop-up market for a back-to-school bash. So that should bring in a decent amount. So that's kind of going to be what my plan is going to be for next week, is to work on that. I'm still trying to debate on what the other option I'm going to go with. This really was a big hit. So I kind of want to do a recognizable character that would bring people in, but I'm still not quite sure what that'll be. So let me know if you have any other thoughts on what that could be. All right, if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you guys sticking through to the end. Thank you.